If you want to be able to do a 3000 elo Shockwave but you're not really sure where to start, well, here's a 4-minute short guide that you can watch even in Champ Select. Orianna is a utility mage focused on dealing insane area of effect damage whilst also providing movement and shielding for her allies. She can easily change the entire game with one good ultimate and has historically always been a super fun champion to watch. Orianna does however take some time to ramp up and can struggle in a fair few matchups. She also does take some skill and timing to play, so she can be pretty difficult to get right. So for your main keystone, we advise going for Phase Rush. This will allow you to get in and out of trades easier and help you with a touch more mobility throughout the entire game. After that, the runes mainly fill out for sustain and scaling. You want to max your Q first as it's your main source of consistent damage, W second for burst and E third for its shield. So your mythic items, Luden's Tempest is going to add more overall burst and wave clear to Orianna's already bursty kit. Lyandra's Anguish is also another option that can be great at shredding down those tanks with the max health damage over time. For some of Orianna's common options, Archangel's Staff is going to solve any potential mana problems that she may have, and when it's completed it will give a decent amount of damage. Zhonya's Hourglass is a must-have for any vulnerable mage, and it will allow you to avoid assassins or simply stall for your cooldowns. Rabadon's Deathcap also provides a chunky overall boost to your damage. For some other options, Void Staff can be a really smart pickup versus champions that are stacking magic resist, giving you some extra penetration. Banshee's Veil is another slightly more defensive option, helping you to stay alive with that spell shield, but also providing some more damage. Cosmic Drive is going to give you a decent boost to your movement speed when darting in and out of fights, alongside its overall increase in damage. For some situational options, Morellonomicon or Chemtech Purifier are both solid options against teams with heavy healing. If you do find yourself snowballing pretty hard, then don't hesitate to get yourself a Magi Stole Stealer, as this can be a really good item even despite its high risk, high reward playstyle. So against those easier lanes, you're going to look to abuse your strong auto attacks and self-cast your E to avoid any return trades. You'll want to position your ball just beyond the ranged minions and use it to zone your enemies from coming into farm without getting bursted down with a QW combo. In those harder lanes, focus on farming up and playing for the team rather than for your lane. These champions can easily avoid your damage with their mobility and have the CC to shut you down. Orianna can farm easily under the turret with her Q and auto attack, so don't be afraid to knuckle down and scale up. Orianna works well with champions who can get stuck in and allow her to pull off a good ultimate. As she buffs movement speed of her allies, she is great when paired with high damage junglers that need to get close to their targets to be effective. So in the early lane phase, you'll want to trade with your auto attacks and self shield alongside bursting with your QW combo when you can. Whitter your opponents down with your autos, and then when you hit level 6, look to catch your opponent out with a well-timed Shockwave. Remember to utilise the vision that your Q grants you to check bushes and paths in the fog of war before roaming somewhere to ward or to gank other lanes. Your ultimate is insane in those early 2v2s, skirmishes and dragon fights, so be cautious not to waste it in lane as it can be pretty predictable and easy to dodge, especially for all those champions with dashes. Orianna scales really well but does have some really bad matchups in lane, so prioritise farming up and being as strong as you can for when those teamfights start ramping up. So in teamfights, your main job is to land a 3000 elo Shockwave. There is not much in the game that is as satisfying as hitting 5 enemies with your ultimate and completely winning the fight with your team. To add to that, you can also look to time your ultimate around your teammates' main engaging abilities, and even pop your ball onto an ally with your E to allow for an easier ultimate opportunity. Aside from big wombo combos, Orianna can also provide insane shielding and movement for herself and her teammates with her E and her W. Constantly look to buff your teammates and allow them to dart in and out of fights as they please. Alongside your ultimate, try and hit as many targets as you can with your QW combo, as this deals insane burst with a few items. So just to finish off with a few tips, there are plenty of ways to get a good ultimate off, either using QR, ER on a teammate, or E/R on yourself for that suicidal Orianna brilliance. You can hide your Q in walls to grant vision over certain areas of the map. This can be great to scout out enemies without wards, and can be crucial to winning control of the map in the late game when contesting major objectives. Orianna's E travel time is a lot faster than her Q travel time, which is super useful in a ton of situations, especially when trying to pull off that big teamfight ultimate. That's the end of our Orianna short guide. We hope it helped, and we'll see you soon. Take care.